Well, hello and welcome to Lengro Live Wednesday. Make sure that you comment and say hello, guys. We're not sure if we can actually play music. So, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play our theme tune anyway and tell you what's coming up on the show. Let's have a look. You remember this one? There we go. So coming up on today's show, we have free readings with me, Claire Petulengro. We're going over to Emma in Oz to talk to her about her interview with our cover star, the incredible Gemma Quayle. Because we're talking today, guys, about inspirational women. Who was yours? Who is yours? Is it somebody alive or is it somebody that's passed? Is it somebody that's famous that you've never met? Jacqueline Tyler is also here and will be telling us how she attracted some GMTV good luck. And Sam will be joining us to make up Lengro's leading ladies. So you can find out what to watch, what to avoid, and which get rotten tomatoes. Amanda Waring is also joining us. If you haven't read her article yet in this week's Lengro magazine, you must. She's interviewed the amazing conservationist that is Virginia McKenna. Not only that, there are so many tales to come there, so stick around for that. And Lynn Snook gets interviewed and chatted up with Jack. They're talking about paying it forward. We certainly want to know more about that, don't we, guys? So there's Angela Lewis. How are you doing? I'm doing good, thank you. Look, there's Alison Earle. There is indeed Sam's mummy. Let's see if I can get that screen up. Oh, so we're split. Oh, no, we've lost it. We've lost the intro. It's more time for readings, guys. Let's have a look. There's Linda. Tell me, guys, do you have an inspirational woman? My hair's rather Splash Daryl Hannah style today, isn't it? 2 reasons for that, guys. My hair actually does wake up like this. Yep. My nickname at home is sometimes Bob Marley in the mornings. But I was reading in the magazine about Daryl Hannah, who of course had her hair similar for Splash. That woman is absolutely amazing. She she suffers from Asperger's. She was also not diagnosed, maybe diagnosed with autism when she was a child. But if you follow what she believes about the planet, she is absolutely inspirational. That's all at clairepetulengro.tv, and we've got a lot of other things coming up for you today as well. So no music, because we want to stream to more, not less, guys. Let's do some readings. Let's get to you all. First, you can answer me some questions. Nigel Porter, sweetheart, I'm doing very well in the final stages before the printer, hence the bags, very happy bags as well. So Linda Leatham Healy, you say that Tina Turner is your inspiration. She's a Sagittarian, and I'm sure that Sam and the rest of the leading Lengro ladies can tell you a bit more about her films. The film of her life story was amazing, wasn't it? But her fight to win through what she wanted. The lovely Pat Taylor's there. Who's your inspiration? We're going live at 7 tonight as well. If you want to write some comments that are longer, I'll be happy to read them out tonight. And remind me, guys, as well, when Amanda Waring comes on, she has an incredible story about Woody Allen. Indeed. Whitney Houston, Mags, I saw her live. Let's get on to your stars, because I'm watching the clock. Mitch has got me a time schedule, and there's time for everything today. What do we have? So we have had the moon in Sagittarius. The moon is still in Sagittarius, but at 7:16 this evening, it enters Capricorn. What that means for us all is we're jumping into ideas for that very reason. The moon forms a square to the sun in Libra. We're following our heart, but not in a good way, guys. What else do we have astrologically? We have today Mercury square to Saturn. Okay, we don't always like squares. Be careful that you're not focusing on what can't be done, guys, rather than what can. Rich, could you pass me a little board to put some tarot cards on, please? Because my desk is a little bit busy today as well. Pat Taylor, you're just like Rose Waters and Laura as well, who talked about their mummies. In fact, lots of our writers did. I get your tray. He loves me. Poof. Let's get on with some tarot card readings. I will be looking, guys, at giving you the deeper meanings on there as well. Lynn Snook is there backstage talking to you all. Happy Lengro Wednesday, she says, guys, one and all. She wants to know who for you is your inspirational lady in your life. I know, put my teeth in. No, it's Mitch. He teaches you guys, right? That just try this. Put your lips up there. And then if you try and talk like this, you can be ever so posh. I'm really posh. Anyway, Marilyn Monroe, I've been playing today on my CD player for Emma. Why does Emma in Oz have a connection with Marilyn Monroe today? Let's have a look. If you'd like a reading, do comment your star sign. I've got some good news for Sam, actually, later on. Sam is the queen of gifts in the Lengro family. And I heard on the radio today that Facebook or your phone has just released 200 new emojis. I can't wait to see my next message from her. Absolutely. Guys, give me your star sign as well. There we go. We've got Danny coming up straight away. There we are. Hold on a second. Happy Lengro Wednesday. You got to spread the love. People ask me all the time, what does Lengro mean? It means whatever you want it to mean. But we do have to ask Sam from Lengro what Kiss My Lengro means. I'd like to know what she's referring to, what body part Sam's referring to there. We'll have to ask her later, guys. Okay, so the cards that I've got for you, my darling, which is really funny because I've got one of them on the computer, actually. I've got the Two of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and the Knight of Page for you, Danny. Keep commenting, and actually, show me your best emojis as well. Have you got some of those new ones out there? And because we're not allowed to say this either, could you remember 2 and 2 and 2 with all of the Lengro team? Live life the Lengro way is what we are spreading the word of in our magazine at www.clairepetulengro.tv. Let's go back to Danny. So Danny, being a Taurian at the moment, it's very hard for you to be satisfied in love. Who can be enough for you, Danny? Who can be enough for a Taurian? They love 3 things in life: food, sex, and money. Sometimes all 3 mixed together. The Ace of Wands is a card that if I can bring up to show you later on, then I will, because we have the most beautiful Ace of Wands in the new Claire Petulengro Romany Gypsy tarot deck. But it means at the moment, because your card is undignified, that you've been given false hope, Danny. So someone has made you promises they cannot deliver on. But we know with wands that wands are always creative cards. You can turn this round in your favor. And I think some of my Lengro family would agree as well. There is no better revenge than carrying on and continuing your life in a bigger, bolder, happier, and better way. Don't look back. Stagnation and carelessness. Danny, we need to get you to make some changes. A little idea I've got here, Danny. If you are single, do talk to Jack and Em, the head of the new Love Stars Lengro show coming up. Shh, said too much already. Okay, so let's have a look. We've got Sharon Doyle there. Sharon Doyle, forgive me while I have a slurp of my tea. Do put your star signs and show me some interesting emojis. And there is a special emoji, okay, that some people from the club know that I particularly like to see from you. Okay, so remind me to try and bring up the Ace of Wands when we've got everybody else doing their bit on Lengro today. And let me know, how many of you have read Lengro? Please comment away. They love to hear from you guys. Sharon, let's have a look. For you, Sharon, let me tell you what's been happening in your life. With the 8 of Coins undignified, which is over there nodding because you were adding things to this card last night at the last minute. What it means is money is not everything to you, Sharon. You're not a materialistic person. In fact, you would love somebody to love you for you rather than what you have. And this past card tells me that indeed you've carried an awful lot of people. Now you seem to be in a safe space, but again, money, the love of nice things in life just isn't doing it for you. However, your spiritual path, my darling, it certainly is. With a nice strong water sign in your sun sign as Cancer, and with Scorpio rising, another water sign, you've obviously got psychic abilities, But what we see is actually you still have too many people in your life, my darling, who aren't good for you. So cull, cull, cull. It's time to cull. Don't mean come off Facebook. What I mean for you, Sharon, is really think about who makes you feel good about you. And Lynn Snook has some really good advice about a very good tip called paying it forward. And that's something that I believe wholeheartedly in as well. Please, if you're new, we don't ask for stars, we don't ask for money. This is your hour to get some free readings and some good advice as well. Emma Jenkins is saying hello as well. Let's have a look. Let me get a star sign up there. We're going to go for Carmen Ingram. Absolutely looking stunning as always. Love your open face on your picture. Can I tell you as well that we are approaching, and this is for you all out there, we're approaching a Mercury opposition to a retrograde Mars. How does that sound when I say it? Because that happens tomorrow, in the early hours of tomorrow, and we'll be hearing what others usually think but don't say. Double-edged sword, babe, would you say? Is what would you say if people are going to say to you something that's, you shouldn't really say?
I can't say it.
Oh, you can't say it on air, apparently. That's okay. We'll leave the hand to keep drawing in the background. We can't fit any more on the cards, I don't think.
I don't lift it more.
Now, don't forget to tell everybody that you know to join you in watching us today. You have no idea who's coming up. Haley Walker says blimey. So a Venus Neptune quincux means that we will not be as psychic as we were. So it means we can make mistakes. Fluffs can happen. I can feel it coming because look, I've got Mitch lips and my words keep coming out funny. Let's have a little look. Thank you very much, Alexandra. I love astrology. And don't forget, we talk more about astrology in the private members club. You can join at the top of my page. But more so than that, you can read your free daily horoscopes right here on my page. We say they're coming out at midnight, but we wait till 5 past. During that time, think about what you want, then see what I've got to say about your stars. But let's look after you, please. Okay, sorry, you're just saying, Sharon Doyle, that the culling is in process. Keep culling, keep culling. Karma Ingram, Ingram, beautiful. I'm telling you, it's that quincux. Got a quincux in my tooth. Carmen Ingram, the 5 of Swords, I did it again, the 10 of Swords, the Queen of Wands. You've done an awful lot of mental work on yourself, my darling, haven't you? You feel that others have destroyed you, but you've replaced that with helping others. What an inspirational and amazing woman you are in your own right. But with the 10 of Swords, it's been a really painful journey for you, hasn't it? And I can almost feel as well in my stomach that you're guided by your stomach with a lot of things. So here's your warning for you, Carmen, and all of you. With a Venus-Neptune quincux, not in your teeth, but happening in the stars, we're not as psychic, we're not as good about knowing the right thing to do. And others will say what they're thinking when really they need to think about what they say. Does that make sense? But we end up with a Queen of Wands for you, Carmen, and you are a sympathetic and a very understanding person as well. You're friendly and you're loving. This card suggests, because it's a wand, that maybe it's time for you to get paid for that. What do you think? Eileen Bathgate, you can comment because you actually know what I want everybody to do next. So I'm going to bring up my next guest now. And look at this. I'm so clever. I'm such a witch. I can get from Brighton in the UK all the way over to Oz. Oh, so where is she?
Hello.
Hello, Oz.
How are you?
Good day.
Good day.
Good day to you. Lots of people are going to be saying hello in a minute. Could you just show us a better view of your dress, please?
Sorry?
Could you see if you can turn down your volume, or can you put an earphone in so that we can't hear the feedback? Can you get some headphones from one of the kids' bedrooms?
Is that better?
So look, I'll talk to you because it's my voice that's echoing.
Okay. Is that
That's
better?
like Grand Canyon. We can still hear feedback.
I do have some headphones here. I could
absolutely
try them.
fine. While we are doing that, and you're putting your headphones in, we've got a preview here. Amanda, what can we expect coming up from you after past? Give us a
Yep.
quick little tidbit.
A quick little tidbit about, well, let's say about amazing women then. I think the thing for me with amazing women right now is, oh my goodness, everyone's talking about their mothers, but I really want to talk about my grandmother, and I want to talk about the elders that are inspiring us, which is pretty phenomenal. And my granny used to say, she said, wrinkles were God's way of showing where laughter had been, which I really loved that.
I absolutely love that. We have a book down there that I was looking at earlier, and it was in alphabetical order, and it actually said that quote as well. Stuart's saying hello, ladies. Everybody's saying hello there. While we're on the subject of, things that last and get older, I was really upset this week, guys, to read that the maple tree looks like it's going to become extinct. Such sad news. And just like the trees, the elders that have taught us, we're going to hear a lot more about them from Amanda later on. So, Amanda, wave and say goodbye. Lovely to see your face. And thank you for coming out. There we go. Now, talk to me, beautiful. Oh, no. Now I can't hear you. Take the headphones out.
Headphones out. Okay,
That's better.
Is that better? That's better?
I think so. Guys, if you could comment, you need to say hello to Pat, Carmen, Linda, everybody saying hello. And you guys let us know how much interference.
Hi, Pat. Hi, Carmen. Lovely to see you.
So, going into my interview phase, because we don't have to chat a lot off screen. We really do. Ask Richard, how much do we chat off screen? Not enough hours in the day. I'm going to be responsible now.
We chat a lot.
Can I just say, you are dressed in a dress very similar to one of my heroes, the Gemini that is the inspirational Marilyn Monroe, and you look absolutely gorgeous. Doesn't she?
Thank you. That was my little, hang on, I'll stand up a bit. That was my little purchase from the op shop today. And I thought, we're talking about inspirational women. And I too absolutely adored still adore Marilyn Monroe. And I saw this dress and I thought, I have to have it. So £2.50.
No.
£2.50, $5.
I have to tell you, I have a little tale about a very similar dress. When I lived in Torquay, many, many years ago, I was going to a ball, and I wanted a Marilyn Monroe dress exactly like you got on. So my mother's grandfather was he could make clothes, a clothes maker. So my mother was a very good seamstress and could make clothes. She made me a dress similar to yours, but she had to sew me into it. So I couldn't drink because I couldn't go to the bathroom for the entire night. So do you have a toilet sort of panel you can sort of lift them, or are you sewn in?
Yeah, well, I am pretty sewn in actually. Yeah, it's just as well that we just have the front view, because I actually cannot do the zip, because we still have certain restrictions here in Australia. So one of those restrictions is trying dresses on in change rooms. So it is a little small for me. So I can't do the zip up all the way at the back.
You know what?
It's just as well, it's just the front view.
Yeah, but if I'm going to put my cushion underneath you so I match your height. If you knew what celebrities do, to make clothes look good, then certainly, But I'm going to ask you a question, Adam. You're having a bad day. You have more than one knock, and nothing's going in your favor. Who are the inspirational women that you would turn to think, yeah, let's do this?
Oh, well, I have my inspirational women who are with me kind of every day. So that includes quite a few of the Lengro ladies. If I'm having a bad day, I'll often message them, and within 2 text messages, I'm feeling happy and positive again. But I'd say, I've been very, very lucky in my life that I've had quite a few inspirational women in my life. Obviously my mother, my grandmother, who I've written about in one of my articles. But one of the most inspirational women who I've never mentioned was my godmother, a lady called Annabelle Armstrong. And basically, she was my godmother. And when my mother, I was a very wild teenager, very, very wild. And when my mother, Fredo, and when my mother couldn't cope with me, she used to send me off to my auntie Annabelle. And she was just the most amazing person. She was, she reminded me a lot of this, thus the dress. She reminded me a lot of Marilyn Monroe because she was beautiful, she was vulnerable, and she was incredibly strong.
I love that. And
And
so are you,
yeah.
and so are you.
So yeah, she was always my inspirational. She was a real inspiration. She was, yeah, she was there for me, and she never hid the truth of things, but she showed her vulnerability, but also she showed an immense strength
I
beyond that, which I think is very similar to Monroe.
Can I just say, guys, as well, that when we're talking about inspirational women, and we're going to have a chat about our cover star in just a moment. And Christian Dior, welcome to our page. This is a combination of Claire Petcher-Lengro's page, but the lovely Lengro family who are here to uplift you. And I will be doing some readings towards the end. But before we discuss our cover star, sometimes in life, guys, we don't have a great mother figure. Sometimes we don't. Well, we're let down by those who are mothers, and we have to replace them with other inspirational figures. And I always suggest to you, everyone's got good and bad traits. So for those that you do identify with, try to find one positive trait, because even one can be a blessing, and then look to other people that you admire, because the chances are it means that you have a connection because you have those same traits. Yeah, as well. Mags is in the right place because she said she loves dresses and she's a Virgo. Well,
So do I, Max. I
that,
am absolutely addicted to dresses, as you may have realised.
exactly. So tell us a little bit about why our cover star inspired you so much this week.
Ah, Gemma. Gemma is the most lovely, lovely person. And also she's really, really wise. Like she's a lot younger than a lot of us at Lengro, but her wisdom is just insurmountable. She always has the best advice. She has the ability to see things so clearly, and she's very, very real. And her reality and her realism is tempered with this beautiful, amazing tongue-in-cheek humor.
Exactly.
She's just a lovely, lovely person to be around. She's very, very inspirational. It was great to interview her, and it's really great to be a friend of hers too. Like,
It's
yeah.
fantastic. It really is. But I think one of the things with Gemma as well is that the title of her page in itself, Winging It,
Yes.
Singing It, means that we all have times where we think, I'm not prepared for what's ahead. And she does have this attitude, which I think we can all take a leaf out of the book that is Gemma, that is, smile, go forward. And I'm a great believer as well in positivity. But Em, you always seem in my life to be a positive woman. You're always lifting others. So where do you get that trait from? What's your ethos in life? How do you go forward in life and have a good day,
I just think the thing is, you have to be positive. There's no point in dwelling in the down times, because there's nothing you can do to change it.
And the
So
alternative,
you've got
of
to
course,
have a positive. Sorry, my darling.
the alternative to fighting is misery, isn't it? Because if you lay
Yes,
down,
exactly.
then,
Exactly. So, I mean, really, the best favor you can do yourself is to just say, okay, yeah, that didn't work out,
yeah,
but tomorrow will be a better day.
absolutely.
And, or, like, what was it, Monty Python? Always look on the
Go on the
bright
bright
side
side
of
of
life.
life. Oh, what a classic. If you're in a young generation, you need to see that
And
film.
that's my motto. It's,
I
yeah.
love that motto. And can I just say, we're going to take Emma off now, but she will be back, Christine Dior, for Lengro Leading Ladies, and she is live in the UK 10 a.m. on a Saturday morning for a new special that we're doing. So we'll talk to you in just a moment, and let's bring on the legendary Jack. Jack, good
Hi.
afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm great, thank you. Happy Lengro Wednesday.
Happy Lengro Wednesday to you indeed. So I wanted to ask you, Jack, we were talking about, well, first of all, can I thank you for the man that is the Greek godfather?
Oh, Johnny.
Johnny, could you tell everyone who Johnny is, please?
So Johnny is my cousin's husband. He's also my daughter's godfather. That's why we call him the Greek godfather. And he's decorator by day, but he does, you know, these brilliant Greek dishes in the evening and at weekends. And he's just funny and just a lovely. He's from Cyprus actually, but yeah, we love Johnny, and he'll be he's done his Greek meatballs for this week's Lengro. But I'm sure we'll be seeing lots more of him in the future.
Oh, I love Johnny's Greek meatballs. You know, I've in the right way, ladies. I know, absolutely good. And we're going to try making them at the weekend actually as well. So I can see Sam laughing backstage. It's your mine, not mine. So going on to you, Jack.
Hi, Stuart.
Hi, Stuart. How are you doing? What are or who are your inspirational women?
Well, I'm surrounded by inspirational women. You know, I've got great friends and my Lengro girls. And my mum's very inspirational. She lives with us. She's lived with us since my dad passed away, and we're very, very different. But she's always had this great work ethic. She came over to this country from Sri Lanka when she was about 13, 14, and she lived over here. And her parents moved back when she was about 16. But she'd met my dad, fallen in love, and wanted to stay here. So she lived with her sister. So she worked from when she was 16, and even when she was in her 60s, you know, she did like 3 jobs, and she was quite tough. You know, at school, I was never allowed to be homesick unless I was dying. You know, I had to go to school. And you know, when you have a baby and mums say to their daughters, now when the baby sleeps, you rest. Well, my mum, no. When the baby sleeps, you get up, you do the hoovering, you do the cleaning, you get the things ready. But that's made me the person I am today. That's made me strong and able to deal with everything that's happened in my life. So yeah, my mum's my inspiration, but I have inspirational women all around.
That sounds absolutely fantastic. Thank you very, very much, by the way, for nominating me for my award. You are an inspirational woman for doing that, and you absolutely made my week, in which would be a very hard-working month. So you're definitely my inspiration. I want to ask some questions about you now as well. So attracting luck in life, I mean, inspirational women, they have to do that, don't they? You've had some lucky breaks in life, but you had a pretty lucky GM Good Morning Television lucky break. What was that about?
Yeah, it's the GMTV days about 10 years ago. And it's when you could enter the competitions every day, and there was a different competition every week. So it was, so I entered this competition, and I actually got the answer wrong the first time. So I phoned up again. And then a few weeks later, they phoned me back, and I'd forgotten about it. And they said, oh, you've won this competition. And I thought it was my late husband just mucking about. So I was like, oh, yeah, okay. You know. Yeah. But it turns out we won a holiday for 4 of us to Florida, £1,000 spending money, you know, tickets to Universal and the whole Disney experience. It was absolutely fantastic. But it was at the time when my children were teenagers, and they didn't really like each other, and they didn't really speak to each other. So, so in all the queues for all the Disney rides, they wouldn't speak to each other, you know. But and my husband actually hated flying and hates queues. So when I told him we'd won this holiday, he was like, "Oh no, couldn't you have just won a car or something?" You know, it was fabulous. We had a great time. Yeah. So people do win. Real people do win these competitions.
Real people do win. My claim to fame is when I was a little girl, I used to be very good at spot the differences in the newspapers. And I won everything from outfits to dress-up outfits to magician kits and everything. So I love a good competition, but as long as it's a fair one instead. Stuart Kelly, how wonderful. So your granny and your foster mum all in spirit and all of your inspiration. That's a brave step to take. It's the best step you'll ever take in your life, by taking those who have passed, keeping them in your heart, and making sure that you live their best parts and that you do things for them as well. I think that's really, really important, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. You've got to keep them in your heart. Yeah,
absolutely. We've got lots of people who are first time watching. Jack, what can people expect from Lengro who are watching here for the first time?
Well, we're based on our magazine, aren't we? We've got a magazine that comes out weekly, which is brilliant. It's just full of everything. We have so many contributors. It's got a bit of everything in it. And this show is just to bring us all together and just have a good time. And we have a 7 o'clock as well, which is a bit more party feel. So yeah, we're just having a ball, really.
Absolutely, guys. It is an uplifting magazine online, all for free, with 21 of the most incredible contributors. So get online and read it. But please remember to comment as well. And if you've got any children who have done any really good drawings, then please do photograph it, WhatsApp it to the number at the top of the page. We're also looking for people that would like to cook for Lengro Kitchen. So if you have a mean dish, we want to see it. And what snippets, I'm about to bring Sam on now to get oiled up. What snippets can you tell them about the upcoming Lengro Love Stars?
We've got a new show coming up called Lengro Love Stars, because on our 10 o'clock morning show, we found a couple that we think might be really good for each other. So we thought we could do this. In lockdown, people can't get out, can't get to bars to meet each other. This might be a great way of just making new friends, finding love. So we'll see where it goes.
Absolutely. So guys, if you're single and you would like to date somebody and you would like us to set you up, we have our team leaders, our mentors. We have Emma Arts and the obviously lovely Jackie Tyler. We also have me as the expert to pair you together. I'm going to be doing synastry charts, looking at what your true love match would look like. But for now, there's Samantha Norcott. Hello,
Can I just say something really quickly?
Yeah,
on my page, I have a man of the month every month. So I'm always looking for a new man of the month. So if you know anybody, it could be your dad, it could be your partner, somebody you know that means a lot to you, that's done some amazing work, or just somebody you love, then write in and we'll make him our man of the month.
What does this man have to sort of have about him in order to be a man of the month, Jack?
He just has to be somebody special to you, somebody that you love or has helped you, that's been behind you, or done some work for the community, or anything really. Just somebody special.
Sam's just coming on through my earphone. No, Sam, that does not include Chris Evans again, okay? Oh my goodness, that woman never stops. Okay, let's take you off because you're going to be back for Lengro Ladies, but I want to get oiled up and have a word with Sam. She's very naughty. There we go. Hello, Sam.
Hello. Can I have Jake Gyllenhaal then instead?
Do I need...
If I can't have Chris Evans, it's only fair.
Do I need to show people how many pictures you send me on my phone of Chris Evans?
He's a beautiful man. What can I say? I'm not ashamed of my man crush at the moment. It's fine.
Oh, Sam, you know about Man of the Month. Now, Stuart Penny Legg has just messaged saying, I'll be your Man of the Month just because I'm 40 on Friday and I like the sound of it. Do you think that our Jack would like him to send in his details? Why? Because I'm sure that Jack is so kind that she would allow people to nominate themselves as well.
Absolutely. You cannot get any better than our Jack, can you? Let's be honest.
Oh, and look, we've got this Christian, this lovely lady. You look like a model, doesn't she?
She does. Absolutely gorgeous.
If Rose and Laura saw your hair, you'll find out who they are if you keep watching. Do message to the top of my page, clairepetulengro@gmail.com, and I will pass it on to the relevant mentors, Christian, as well, please. I need your date of birth, place of birth, and if you know it, time of birth as well, please. What was I going to say? Let's have a look. Yeah, so that's that. But Sam, we're going to go on to Lengro Leading Ladies in just a moment.
Yeah.
What are you getting oiled up with this week?
I've been getting oiled up with chamomile. Not anything too risky this week. It's been a very, very stressful week at work. We all needed it by the bucket load come Friday. So I thought that would be the easiest one. And yes, Kelly, I will get you a bathtub full when we get back to work. As we've now been locked out thanks to someone having symptoms. Woohoo!
Oh, yeah. Now, I know there's something very strange about Sam, okay? Because Sam is, an oil expert. She is our in-house oil advisor. But you hate the most popular oil of lavender, don't you?
I mean, that's not the worst thing you could have said that I'm weird about. So yeah, I'll go with that. Yes.
We're on air.
Yeah. Yeah, I do not like lavender. I have never liked lavender, but 100%, if you don't like the smell of something, it's because you don't need it. So
Right,
I
so
closely need to chill.
can I ask you, Sam, for those who are being advised to sort of use lavender and they're exactly the same as you, what can people normally use in replacement, or what do you use instead of lavender?
I use chamomile. There's 3 main different types, but the 2 that you'll find in the shops are going to be German or Roman chamomile. It's very, very relaxing, just the same, but it does not have. Thanks, Mum. It does not have that awful lavender smell. I'm sure she could tell you some stuff on air that would be off air. Sorry, that would be definitely strange.
Oh, you know me, I'll get on air to ask her. Don't worry about that. Well, do you know what?
We'll just pull her up, just to humiliate me. I'm fine.
Sam, this is the Venus Neptune quincux making us go all, you know. You could tell us, if you like, a little bit more about the oil. Could you do it the way that Mitch taught us, please? Could we be posh?
I can't do my lip, but one can speak correctly when one needs to.
Oh, wonderful, darling. So about this chamomile, pretty good.
I can't do it the whole way through, but chamomile is lovely. It's really, really good for insomnia or PMT. It's good for depression or eczema, or if you've got back pain, or if your menstrual cycle's all over the place, it's very, very good for balancing that too. One of them, which I will tell you exactly which one, goes blue when you mix it, because it has a blue tinge, and that's the Roman one. So it looks very, very pretty.
Yep.
If you just want your blend to look pretty, that's the one to go.
That sounds absolutely lovely. So, Sam, we're running out of time at the moment, which is good because it means I can't put up the rest of Mum's messages and let various things. Let's have a look. I think next I'm bringing back on the ladies and stepping out for a moment. Let's have a look. There we go. We've got M, and I need Jack. And
I was not expecting that, obviously.
I need to do my build up. I need to step in presenter. Ladies and gentlemen, grab your popcorn. We will get a theme tune when we find out what Facebook allows. Grab your popcorn. I'm going to grab my clapperboard for some time out. It's time for some Lengro leading ladies.
Hi everybody, and welcome to our film club today. So we've got lots for you today. Sam, Em and I have been watching all week, haven't we? And we've got some great things. We've also got some Rotten Tomatoes as well. So let's start with Sam. Sam, what have you got for us today?
Well, this week I did absolutely need a pick-me-up, so I went for The Proposal with Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds and the legendary Betty White. And literally, even though Ryan Reynolds is naked in the film, that is not, to me, the best part. The best part to me is when Sandra Bullock and Betty White are dancing in the woods. It just literally just makes me laugh so much every single time. I cannot recommend this film enough.
But Sam, I'm getting a bit worried because every week we're talking about naked men on here, Sam. This is getting a bit worrying.
It could be worse. What are you talking about?
You've also got another film for us as well, haven't you?
Yes, it was called How Do You Know? And it had an all-star cast. It had everything there that should be there, but it just didn't work. It had Reese Witherspoon, Owen Wilson, Paul Rudd, who just never ages. But yeah, no, it just didn't work for me.
So that's a Rotten Tomatoes then. Yeah,
that is my Rotten Tomatoes. The other good one was Sweet Home Alabama, but you've still not seen that.
Oh, that's with Josh. What's it from The Secret? Yeah. No, I haven't seen that. Have you seen that, Em? No, but Em and I have been watching a new series this week on Netflix called Ratched, haven't we, Em?
We have.
It's based on the nurse from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I think it's the backstory from 15 years ago.
It's a prequel, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so Em, what did you tell us about it? What did you think?
Well, basically, yeah, it's the prequel from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And I loved every minute of it. It's had very, very mixed reviews. I think some people love it and some people hate it. It's kind of one of those things. But basically, it's the story of Nurse Ratched, which was the main nurse in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And it's her backstory. And she's had a really, really tough time of life. And Yeah, and it's great. She's very clever, very very clever, very very devious. Um,
But
and
she's quite blunt, isn't she?
she's very blunt, yeah, and she manipulates situations so cleverly. It's a really really clever script, I think. And also I finished it and it is wide open for a sequel.
Yes.
And I'm so excited about that. What's your views, Jax?
Well, I was a bit mixed. I loved it to start off with, and then I thought, oh, I'm not too sure, but then I loved it towards the end. I liked the production of it. You know, you felt like you were in the 40s, didn't you? It's set in the 40s.
You really did.
Yeah, she's a nurse in an asylum.
Oh,
And she even talks like Joan Crawford or whatever. And you have the music from the 40s and the outfits and the bright colours and things like that. But didn't you think it was great the way when something dramatic was going to happen, it would suddenly go green? The whole scene would go green, so you knew something was going to happen.
yeah. Well, I noticed the colours. I think when it went green, it was when people were jealous.
Mm.
And then when it went red, it was when people were angry.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think. I
Yeah.
mean, I can't, I'm not the director. I don't know.
Yeah.
But when I was watching, I thought, yeah, when she was really kind of jealous of someone, the whole background would go green. And then
Yeah.
when a character was angry, the whole background would go red. And I thought that was really a very, very clever.
It was very dark,
directorial,
wasn't it? The whole series it wasn't scary,
very
but it
dark.
was. It's unsettling, I suppose. It's really unsettling, and
Yes.
you'd be able to watch it. It's not too scary, so you'd be fine watching that.
Thanks.
Yeah, and it's not all. There is quite a bit of violence, but
And
not
gore.
overly exaggerated, is it,
Yeah.
Dax? It's kind of
Yeah.
it's
And Sharon
medium
Stone's
level
in it.
violence rather than the kind of
Yeah, Sharon Stone with her
Sorry?
monkey. Sharon Stone with her monkey.
how cool was she? And the guy from and I meant to look up his name. He was my favourite character in 13 Reasons Why.
Oh
Sharon Stone's son. Do you know his name, Jax?
no, I don't know it.
But he was brilliant. He was absolutely brilliant in it. He was still as gorgeous as he was in 13 Reasons Why, but quite different.
So scores then? What would you give that out of 10?
Oh, out of 10, I'd give it an 8.5, I think. I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it. And I'm so glad they left it wide open for a sequel because, I will certainly watch the sequel.
Yeah. And what about Rotten Tomatoes?
Yes. I actually didn't have a Rotten Tomato this week.
But you had another film that you watched, didn't you?
Yes. I watched Dr. Sleep, which linked very well with Ratched, actually, because Ratched was based on One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, whereas Dr. Sleep was based on The Shining. So they obviously both starred. What is his name? Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson.
So
how could you forget Jack Nicholson?
Yes. So I kind of had like a Jack Nicholson prequel and a Jack Nicholson sequel. And the sequel was Dr. Sleep. Yes. So basically, Dr. Sleep was the story of Jack Nicholson's son. And he has these gifts. He has the shining. So he has these telepathic, magical gifts. And then you find out that quite a few other people have these gifts as well. Some use them for good and some use them for evil. And it's very well done. It's very, very different from The Shining. I think the first time I watched it, I was a little disappointed because it wasn't quite the same as The Shining. But the second time I watched it, actually, I really enjoyed it much more. I could see it more for something on its own.
Yeah.
And also, one of the really interesting facts about that film was that the director took the blueprints for the screen of the hotel in The Shining and completely recreated it using exactly the same blueprints because they were stored at Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
And yeah, the hotel looks exactly the same, and it's a great film, and the actors in it were fantastic.
And is that on Netflix then?
You're a huge Shining fan, try to move that away from your mind because you might be disappointed because it is quite different.
Yeah. Is that Netflix?
Yeah.
Is that Netflix?
It's Netflix, yes.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm back. I still don't know why you won't let me play. All my popcorn's gone. We discussed this many times in Zoom meetings, and they said that my taste in films was as good as an empty box of popcorn, guys. I'm going to rush you off now because I have somebody very important. But please, guys, don't forget to follow all of the ladies here. Lengro Leading Ladies, could you please post your Facebook addresses for people to follow you? And I will see you soon. Let's take them all off now, look. Oh, the power, the power. Hi, Marilyn. I was going to say, here's Johnny. Right, but it's not. It's a beautiful Amanda Waring.
Oh,
Hello. Like, I'm trying to get these comments so that I can sort of get your beautiful face up there as well.
It's because I'm so small. I need to sit up more on my chair. I'm not very good. There we go.
I think we need a cushion. So I'll try and get some of the comments off of there. So what I wanted to talk about first of all is a lot of people might not know who you are or what family you're from. But let's start with an important part of your childhood, which immediately made me want to be you when you were a child. Could you please tell everybody why you used to go and visit somebody who had a gypsy caravan and a tiger for you to play with in their garden?
Oh my goodness me, I was so blessed. So I talk about this in the magazine, wonderful Lengro. Please watch it and read it. It was Virginia McKenna. And she absolutely was my childhood kind of excitement to go and visit. So we wouldn't go that often, but when we did, because she had in her garden a beautiful gypsy caravan, out of this world, incredible in Dorking, and she still lives there now. But and then in this enclosure it wasn't a tiger, it was a lion. Now in my mind, I thought I'd gone into the enclosure and that I'd actually slept with the lion. I totally believe that that's what happened to me, but apparently I didn't. And apparently I maybe fell asleep outside watching the lion, but it was one of the rescue animals that, you know, she runs Born Free and has this incredible passion for animals and rescuing animals, particularly lions to begin with because of Born Free. So, I mean, how cool is that? You just, you know, just turn up. There's a gypsy caravan, which I just love, and obviously have a gypsy soul inside me somewhere. And then always on.
When it is safe, Amanda, I would love to take you to Farthing Island, where the painted caravan that my mother was born in and raised in 21 is there. I've been there. It's very protected now, and people can stay in it. But I did a cookery program showing how we lived off the land and cooked in it as well. More than that, you are a star for so many reasons. Plus, she's the only person I will let marry rich enough when you can eventually, you know, get me to say I do. Not many people know you starred in Gigi in the West End. Now, we talk about inspirational women. You are chosen out of how many in the West End?
6,000 women have they looked around the world, well, girls. It was a big national search that Alan J. Lerner, who wrote Gigi, and was just an amazing man. I had 7 auditions, so it wasn't like an easy, oh yes, we want that girl. And it was incredible, an incredible opportunity. But it was my granny, going back to inspirational women, it was my granny who put me up for the audition and said, you should. And actually, to be honest, and I was never allowed to see Gigi, the film. I wasn't allowed to see or read anything about it. And to be honest, even at that age, because I was only about 20, 21, I don't think I actually really understood the story because it's not a very nice. And I think
I watched the film, but not taken the storyline. But I think you would have made a wonderful Gigi, definitely.
Oh, thank you, darling. It was well received, and it had some calamitous moments, So on the gala night, we had Douglas Fairbanks Jr., Alice Faye, every Hollywood star you could imagine.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Amazing. And Beryl Reid played my grandmother, and you'd got Sean Phillips. And I mean, just I looked out, it was a sea of stars. And on this night, because Beryl liked to drink, we know that. So sometimes she was a bit naughty, and she'd sort of throw things at the back of the stage because there's a sort of scrim so you can see through it when somebody else was singing and doing things. So I was aware that that would go on, and she'd throw things at the stage hands off stage. And, it was interesting and extraordinary, and she's an amazing actress. But on this day, not only did the revolve that we were on to revolve the set get stuck, so nothing could get moved. We were kind of like, trying to get under things. But my wig, which was about, 10 foot long, it seemed, long plaits, was made up of nun's hair. And I'm twirling it on the night they invented champagne on the table. One of the plaits flies off into the audience and thwacks them in the face. And then on this same show, I mean, this was, talk about a cursed show, I guess. I mean, it was so amateur on one way. My other plait got stuck in my lovely leading man's button, so that I had to do the whole other scene, love scene, like this, buried into his chest. And then pièce de resistance. The final thing was I was going to make my hand sandwich before going to the theatre, and I cut my finger really quite badly. And the makeup artists and stuff, we'll put a plaster on, but that's okay. And then we came to the point where Beryl would often forget her lines again. She just ignored me, but this was an interesting time. And she'd look at me blindly to kind of, give her cues. Well, that was quite stressful at such a young age in your first big show, but to do it in a way that doesn't look like that anyone's forgotten their lines. So I tapped on the table, I opened the plaster, and I'm wearing this beautiful cream, the most expensive dress they created for anyone in the West End, costing like £4,000 then. And I bled all over the dress. And not only over the dress, I bled all over my face because I touched my hand. And the audience, I mean, this is...
I'd have been like, is this Carrie, the musical?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely surreal. I mean, what had happened in that time was unreal. And so
what do you do in this situation? Because I might cut my finger. What do we do?
When you cut a finger, well, don't look, because
you're on stage and you're covered in blood. It's like...
I was like something out of Carrie, like one of the leading ladies. They'd have loved it. And I came off stage and there was loads of people, because at the time I hadn't realised. I just didn't realise what had happened. And then it's a quick change anyway, so I'm bundled out, washed down, sorted out. I'm a heavy user, what can I say? And so it was extraordinary. And then afterwards, there's a big gala meal and stuff. And of course, it was really funny and awkward and difficult, because it just was a nightmare gala show. I wouldn't wish that on another 100 stars again. But, I wish someone had been there to, with a camera and film the whole catalogue of disasters.
Absolutely. So in your years of acting with all of the stars, as far as the celebrities are concerned, who was your inspiration that sort of really had the right attitude, where they weren't eaten up by the industry, but they used their position to sort of do good things? I think it would probably have to be the wonderful Virginia, would it?
It would have to be Virginia, because Virginia has no ego. She has grace. She has passion. She's a wonderful actress. She's still acting in different things now as well, but she just decided that I can do something with my celebrity. I can do something. And she got all the people that she knew from that era. So that was my mum. That's how I knew about the Zuchek start of the Born Free Foundation.
Can you just tell people, though, first of all, what is Born Free? Because we've got Sandra Giggs, who was thinking of you the other day, Amanda, whilst watching Born Free on TV. So tell everyone what the inspirational Virginia McKenna does and what Born Free is about, please.
Well, she starred in this film, and you'll see an interview that I give with her later on where she'll probably explain it a lot better. But she starred in a film with her husband, Bill Travers, called Born Free. And this was about George Addison with Joy Adamson. And it was about lines being free. But to film this film, which is an iconic film, the lines were captive. The lines were from Zeus. So do you see, there was no... And in her heart, she kind of went, I can't in all honesty, sort of do a film like this and then know that these lions are going to go back to where they are. And so that was part of the thinking. And then they had a very, they made a film about an elephant called Poly Poly. And this elephant had died in Regent's Park Zoo. And it was so shocking the way it had died that, again, it's not just lions, it's all animals. And what Born Free do so amazingly well and do great for kids to inspire kids with magazines is they really look at all the animals that are coming to extinction as well. Animals in zoos. I had to go with Ginny one time undercover to a zoo and pretend that I was her daughter, and we were just looking back at the backstage to see how the animals were being treated in their cages back there. And that was, you know, absolutely fascinating. So the mistreatment of animals, and then they release them to the Born Free Foundation. They've got these amazing I mean, huge, just they can be wild. They can be in these enclosures that are just vast and vast and vast and literally born free. So how amazing it does.
I think this is absolutely lovely. Well, there's a lady that's watching who's new here, Christian Dior, who says, this is so random, but I love your accents. Well, Christian, you'll see a lot more of us. Amanda, is there any possibility I can get you to come back on tonight as well? Because we haven't talked about Woody Allen.
Oh, yes. Well, you know, yes, of course, I will come back and talk about Woody Allen. It's a kind of, yes, be careful what you wish for story.
Oh, I like that. And I love your inspirational stories, your inspirational woman. You've chosen Virginia McKenna. When I take you off in a moment, if you could please type up, actually, no, in fact, guys, go to clairepetrolengro.tv. I'm sure the ladies watching backstage will put up some hashtags for you, and then click on Lengro magazine, because you can read more about Virginia McKenna and get to know the amazing actress, celebrant, filmmaker, everything. The list is long. Go look on the page. It's just been updated because this woman is never ending to her talents. She's going to come back, but now it's time to go and find out about paying it forward. So read her article in Lengro magazine. You'll be back at 7 o'clock tonight.
I'll see you tonight.
So much. Yeah, I was just thinking the other person who had saved animals, was it not Melanie Griffith's mum as well? Tippi Hedren.
Tippi Hedren, amazing what she was doing as well. Yeah,
absolutely.
And shifted her focus entirely to and also Doris Day.
Oh,
Doris Day was amazing with animals as well. So, you know, it's good. I think if you can have a public voice, use it for good, use it for change, use it for transformation.
I love that. Just to go through the comments, I could listen to Amanda all day. I could listen to these stories all day. Thank you so much for always being here with us. Thank you, Amanda. You'll see Amanda live at 7 tonight. Isn't she fabulous, guys? Please send us some hearts and love, and we'll see you soon. Now, never want to disappoint you with a show. I promised you some free readings, and the time is now nearly 3 o'clock. But we're not going to go anywhere, because for the next 2 minutes, you're going to learn how to pay it forward. And then I'm going to come back and pick 2 people for a reading. So let me bring on my interviewer to announce her guest. And I'm going to take myself off and bring your guest on. Over to you.
Okay. Hi. So now we've got Lynn, who's our wellness coach for Lengro magazine. And she writes some great uplifting articles every week. And this week she's been talking about pay it forward and what it means and how we can do it, and about the inspirational woman that's influenced her in her life. So hi, Lynn.
Hey.
Hi. Great
Hi,
article
everyone.
this week,
how you
Lynn.
doing?
So how are you, Lynn? Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I've just been listening to Amanda and everyone else on the show, and it's so uplifting. And it's a lovely day. Awesome to have Lengro on.
Tell us about paying it forward, and about your inspirational lady in your life that has influenced you.
Okay, so my mum, I lost her at 18 to ovarian cancer, and for those 18 years before she passed away, she was just so awesome. Like, I didn't grow up in a rich background, we're quite poor, and she was the one who taught me about paying it forward and having the mindset that I have, that's the kind of glass half full kind of girl, as you earlier. So she always said to me that you don't have to be rich. What did she say? You don't have to be rich, powerful, or influential to actually make a change to the world. you just have to learn to pay it forward. And I say, Mum, what do you mean by that? She goes, Lynette, at the end of the day, you can just go and help someone, like a random act of kindness, and you can make a difference. So, for example, if I do something kind to 3 unsuspecting people, they may be taken back by it and do 3 things to another 3 people. And eventually you make a huge impact on the planet. So I've always had this thought that if we all just did our bit, wouldn't the world be a better place to live in? Humanity, people that might be having a bad day may suddenly be like, wow, like this person, like pay it backwards. That's another good one. Although we're paying it forward, sometimes I'm standing in a coffee queue. I'm literally in Costa Coffee and I've turned around and bought someone a coffee.
Wow.
What? For my coffee? Yeah, but if you pay it backwards, it's one way of doing it. And then those people, those unsuspecting stranger that you've just, you know, bought the coffee for, is kindly sort of looks at it and goes, oh, that was a beautifully selfless act. Like, we're human. Like, this still exists, especially in the world as it's been of late. I think it's really important because then people think, all right, there's people that are selfless, you know, they're kind, people can be generous, you know, let's live in love, hope and joy. And that was my mum's mantra, live in hope, love, hope and joy. So yeah, I liked writing my article. I give a shout out to Gemma because obviously she's very inspirational with her many hats and what she does as a mum.
Yeah.
And we kind of think alike like that, in like looking at the positives. And
so we don't know what people are going through.
No.
Yeah, we don't know. Like you were saying in the queue when you bought someone a coffee, you might have made that person's day because we don't know what people are going through in their lives, and just something little like that might have just made that person's week. You know.
Yeah. And looking at the world with wonder and curiosity, Mum used to say, she's like, well, you know, like I might be in my setting at work and have a break from fixing people's bodies and mental health, and I go down and I'm in a gym setting, and I've literally, Jax, met people before and just felt drawn to them, and I've gone, right, I need to help them in some way, and I start chatting to them, and they might have said to me, I don't know, I can't sleep, and the next time I see them, I'll give them one of my Tisserandors, but now I use Claire's because Claire's giving me some.
Yeah.
So I'll pay it forward. I give them a random gift, and they look at me like, what does she want in return, right? But if you're willing to help complete strangers and you're willing to give freely without expecting anything in return, honestly, my world now, the people in my life are so positive, and I've met some amazing new people at work and in everyday life just from being kind. Kindness kills, right? Just put it forward. So yeah.
Yeah, and all your articles, Lynn, all your articles are so uplifting, and you're always giving advice and things like that. So I really, you know, hope people will look at the magazine, look at your past articles as well, because, you know, you talk about lots of different things. So yeah, that's amazing. Well done.
Yeah, you said you like the self-reflection. I think that's really important to keep growing, because a lot of relationship issues would be with friends, family, work colleagues. You know, if you're not self-reflecting on yourself as a person, you might be putting something out there to your external world that you're not aware of. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It is what it is. Everything happens as it should. I really believe that. But if you reflect every day before I go to bed and I go, all right, maybe, you know, sometimes you don't mean to, but I might have upset someone, or I could have done that better, or whatever it may be. I hope to go to bed thinking, oh, I helped that person today, and I did. But sometimes you don't have such good days. But it's sitting there reflecting and going, do you know what? If I've done the best I can do today and be the best version of myself, I can sleep well at night. You know, it's just, And I think if everyone had more of that positive attitude and like, you know, let's help someone randomly each day, or just set a task, like maybe one thing a week for the next month, you know, one person will target, or it'll be amazing.
And it's being grateful, isn't it? It's like gratitude, isn't it? It's being grateful. It's being grateful as well, isn't it?
For sure. Yeah, we were celebrating Gemma Crowell at Lengro, but if there's people that are watching, if there's someone special in your life, a woman, do something for her today. A random act of kindness. Think how you can make their life, you know, more positive today, because it's a bit gloomy out there, folks. Just do something to make them feel loved.
And you know, I'm sitting here off camera, and I've been rolling my rollable, my lemon rollable, antiviral, antibacterial. There are 5 available in the Lengro shop. And I thought, how can I practice what we're preaching today? So what I thought is, if we can start with you, Lynn, could you possibly pick somebody, followers, if you would like to have one of my rollables sent for you for free today. I'm going to be giving one away from each of our writers here today. So wait till everybody's going to comment, and then I want the Lengro team to say goodbye and to pick somebody. When you get picked, could you please inbox me your name and address, and I will send one to you. So come on, guys. I'm going to do 2 more readings in a minute. I'm going to send off my presenters and my writers picking people. Let's see who's there. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I'm going to pick my first one. I'm going to pick Samantha. Hello. Is it that time already? You're home quick. Kids are home, but we'll keep on going. Hello, guys. Come and say hello, and I'm going to keep rolling. Samantha Norcup, please inbox me. You can choose from mandarin, guys, pink grapefruit, blonde orange, blood orange, and lemon Lengro, of course. And mandarin, pink grapefruit. Just look in the shop, guys. Let's have a look. Would you like to pick someone, Lynn?
Oh, okay, I'm looking. I would like to pick randomly. Who's the lovely lady with the curly hair? You said it would be a model. Her name's just gone off my.
Oh, she was new, and I can find her.
Christian Dior, wasn't she?
Dior. Let's bring you up, Christian Dior. Christian
Yes,
Dior.
Dior. I think she really, drawn to her having one. I don't know why. I just think she's a bit of self-love. Beautiful.
Oil in a rollable form. You can roll them on your masks. Absolutely amazing. Make sure you wash your masks as well, please, guys. What's your message for today, then, Lynn? What would you like to say to everybody before off you go? And you paid it forward. You paid it forward.
Maybe just take a moment to yourself, reflect, and look at the world with wonder and curiosity, at the world around you, and just think, out of yourself, how can I help someone else? That's it, really. Just, is there someone else more in need than I at the moment? Because we just need to go forward as a positive world, to be honest. Yeah,
absolutely. Thank you so much, Lynn. Don't forget to follow Lynn. And there we go. Okay, Jax. There's Christian Dior. There you are, darling. Just go to the top of my page and just inbox me. And if you have a look in my shop, you'll see the different smells and benefits of each of the oils. And of course, you can always message Sam, who is always loving getting oiled up and has the best advice that I know on oils as well. So let's have a look. Do message, please. Let's have a look. While you're messaging to ask for an oil, let's just have a look at a beautiful message here from Alison Earl. Could you read that for me, Jack?
Sam at Lengro does something for me every day. I know I'm biased, but she always has sweet words and little treats. And of course, that's Sam's mum.
Oh, how lovely. Big shout out to you, Alison Earl. We're going to send you a character scroll. So make sure you inbox me as well, please, darling. And that's for looking after our Sam. Let's have a look. Keep commenting, please. And we've got a reply from Sam as well. Look, come on, guys. We haven't got much time left. I'm going to be doing 2 more readings. So if you want a rollerball, I will leave the team on or keep bringing them on. Let's have a look.
Well, I've got someone. Shall I pick someone?
Absolutely.
Okay. What about Linda Leatham Healy?
Let's have a look. There you are.
A bit further up. Yeah.
You get paying it forward from Jack to you, a rollerball. Please inbox me, my darling. And thank you so much for taking helm of the ship, as you always do. And we will see you very soon. When are you next on live, Jack?
This evening, I think. We've got a party going on.
We have got a party going on for our birthday girl, indeed. Please do remember to go on Gemma's wall and put birthday messages up. We don't have a birthday in Lengro. We have a birthday week. And also, you'll be telling us tonight a bit more about Lengro Love Stars, I hope. If you are single, what do they need to do, Jack?
They need to message you, I think, Claire, don't they? They need to come through you first.
Absolutely. Message me. I'm going to hurry this along because the kids are going to the post office and I have to go with them. So let's take you off. Say goodbye. Say goodbye, Jack.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, Jack.
Okay, not yet. Go get your shoes on, guys, and I will be there. Let's pick that lady very, very quickly. We're going to do 2 quick readings, and then I'm going to ask my contributors to pick something as well. Amanda, you can come on with me very quickly while you pick something. Okay, so I've got Lenice Sean Wilson here as well. Knight of Swords and Queen of Swords together mean that somebody that you love and are looking after isn't looking after you back. time to step away for that. You've got quick wit. Use it. You definitely fit in with the Lengro team. You're a funny lady, Linez. You're also a beautiful soul inside. But what's clear to me is you no longer like the dynamics. Is this a relationship with your son, or is it someone who's like you're like a mother figure too? Either way, remember how you started off being the elder, and you'll always be the elder. Keep that in mind, my darling, as well. Okay, Amanda, who'd you like to pick?
I've got to pick first time watching. So this is Simon. Now, if that's the right spelling, Simon E. I just love that name. That's amazing. Sparkling.
Lovely. We will get to you. Could you please comment so that you know? Just go up, go to the top of my page, message me. Amanda is paying it forward, and she's back. Are you back tonight, aren't you, Amanda? I can't wait.
I'm back tonight to celebrate gorgeous Gemma, which would be amazing. Look forward to that. Celebrating all the birthdays that we can.
It will indeed. Thank you, Amanda. Sam.
Hello.
Who are you going to pick for a paying it forward free rollable?
I saw a lady on here earlier, Emma Lloyd Barrier, who lost her nan on Sunday. So can we send her the lovely grapefruit rollable, please, just to give her a bit of a pick?
Thank you. Inboxing, my darling. Condolences, sending lots and lots of love. Obviously an amazing woman. Don't forget her amazing points. Thank you, Sam. I will talk to you later. Right, who have we missed out? Let's have a look. We've missed out M. You can stay with me while I do a reading. Let's have a little look. Who haven't we done a reading for? Let's go for Ruth. Ruth Townsend. You look through the messages. M, you'd be attracted by an emoji, wouldn't you?
I
What
would.
kind of emojis would you like people to comment for you in order to get a rollable?
Oh, what emoji? How about dancing girl?
Dancing girls. There you go. If you do it to Emma, she knows you want a rollable, she'll pick one out for you. Ruth Townsend, for you, it's a really hopeful outlook, but things you had thought would move along have now been interrupted. Isn't that the state of the world at the moment? And isn't that what a Venus Neptune quincunx does? It makes you not able to progress. You can't see where you're going. Think of it like a foggy day in the old time London. The Knight of Wands shows for you that actually those who you thought would let you down will lift you up with their creativity. I think it might also be good news for a younger male to do with work as well. So I've got to go to the post office and post some of your presents as well and some of your orders. M, who are you feeling?
Pat Taylor.
Pat
She
Taylor.
was the first lady with the dancing ladies.
There you go.
And she's always here to support us. And I really, we appreciate your support, Pat. Thank you so much. And
that is
I
so
hope you
lovely.
enjoy your rollerball.
Absolutely. And that's from Emma forward. Lenice Sean Wilson, please remind me tonight. I've got to have some child kitty time now, which I've got to have. Got to get my fix. I will look out for you and give you a reading at 7 o'clock this evening, my darling. Remind me, please. And that's the end of the show for now, guys. Join us live at 7 p.m. from all